To get the most out of the system, you need to understand the big picture on how we built it. So on your screen now, you see a funnel, and this is to represent the typical marketing or sales funnel that you're probably familiar with. And our main page on the contact system and the main funnel we use is called the contacts page. And this is where all of your contacts go into, whether it's a warm market, an internet lead, someone off your website, from social media, a potential business person, potential customer, whatever. Everyone goes on the contacts page. And then once they're on the contacts page, you start taking them through our communication and sales process that's built in the system. That's the connect step, the develop step, the introduce step, the follow-up step, and then getting to the close. Now, if you're not familiar with a marketing funnel, I want to point out something that may be confusing you. The funnel gets nearer at the bottom, and also you'll see the text decreasing in font size. That's because as you move through the process, you'll have fewer people make it to the next step. So you may put 50 contacts in and get 5 people to the close step or whatever. But that's just a normal part of sales and marketing. So once you get into the close step, you're either going to close them as a customer on your product or service, or close them as a distributor in your team. And once you do that, you're essentially starting a new marketing funnel. You'll have a funnel for customers and a funnel for your team. So customers, depending on what you're marketing, whether it's a product or a service, a one-time product or recurring subscription or recurring product that runs out, you'll have a slightly different funnel. But here's how it typically is. You'll get a customer, and a lot of times they start off as a one-time customer to try the product or try the service out. And the goal of a one-time customer is to turn them into a regular customer where they get on your subscription service or auto delivery service for the product or service each month or each quarter or whatever it is. And as you get them as regular customers, your goal is to turn them into customers for life. And that's a phrase we use to label those loyal customers who are always taking the product or using your service. They're fans of you, they're fans of the product or service, and they also generate referrals for you. Now, jumping over to the team section, you'll have another funnel over there as well. Because let's face it, not everyone you sponsor into your downline is going to do something in the business. Again, this is just typical network marketing statistics. We know that not everyone you sponsor is going to build a huge business. Some will do a lot, and some will do little, and some are going to do nothing. So really, as you sponsor people, you want to find a few strong leaders in your organization, but also have something in place to help everyone have some basic duplication to have some basic success. And this is where the team page comes into play. So as you sponsor a new distributor in your team, you'll take them through the boot camp. And that's our term for whatever initial training you have for your company and your training techniques. We have one specific for our team and downline, and so I imagine you have a specific one for your team as well. And it's that basic orientation training, like the training 101 that person has to get through before they can start building the business. So some people get through that initial training and some don't. But the people who do and then go out there and start building the business will move into your duplicate section, or the next step of the funnel, because they're actually out there doing the business and duplicating your efforts and creating leverage in your business. And then your ultimate goal here is to create downline duplication. And again, that might be a big time leader in your business, but it's also just having lots of people doing little bits, so your average downline or your average distributor can have success and build the business on a part-time basis. So now I'm actually logged into the system and I'm on the contacts page. Now before I take you through the contacts page, I want you to notice the 3 navigation buttons across the top: contacts, customers, and team. Those are the same labels I showed you in the marketing funnels on the PowerPoint slide previously. So on the contacts page here, you'll see we have different categories on here: connect, develop, follow up, close. And we put that on the page so as you start getting your contacts in the system, you can have at a glance an idea of who you're talking with today and where they are in the process. If you have someone in the close step, that's a hotter person you want to make sure you talk to than someone who's in the connect step. So you'll move the person down these categories as you take them through the process, and you get to close, and you know the outcome. Some people will sign up with you as a customer or distributor, and some people won't. So the people who sign up with you as a customer will then be transferred to the customers page, and the people who sign up with you as a distributor get transferred to the team page. So let's go to the customers page, and you'll notice we have a couple categories on here as well. We have purchase follow-up and retain. Now, purchase follow-up is the category for people who are doing like a sample or trial or a one-time order. So this is where you're exposing them to your product or your service, and you're trying to get them on as a regular customer. Once you get them as a regular customer, you move them down to the retain section, and that's where you're going to start staying in touch with them on a regular basis to provide good customer service, check in with them, and just retain them as a good customer, and also see what referrals you can drum up. Now, the last page in the contact system is the team section, and you'll notice a couple categories on here as well. The first category is called Bootcamp, the second is Duplicate, and the third is Collaborate. Now, Bootcamp, again, is just a phrase we use for whatever initial training you have in place for your team and your company. And so the whole idea here is that someone signs up as a new distributor, they get put in the Bootcamp category. And some people will get through that initial training and some won't. The people who don't, generally, there's not much you can do because they're not willing to step up to the plate and do that basic training. But the people who do complete it, you've got a potential leader there. So you move them down to the Duplicate section. And this is where you work with people on an ongoing basis. And the last category, Collaborate, isn't a category directly for your downline, so to speak. So if you're working with anyone cross-line to you, or maybe some people in your upline where you're running marketing campaigns together or doing some mastermind groups, you can put them in the Collaborate section, and you can transfer leads back and forth and do a few other things as well. So that's it for this video on the big picture. The next video will take you through the details of how the contact management system works on an individual basis with each contact you take through the system.